the most misunderstood god in Greek mythology. Forget everything you think you know about Hades. He's not the devil, he's not evil. In fact, he may be the most important god of them all. In the great halls of Mount Olympus, thunder cracks. Poseidon commands the seas. Zeus rules the skies. But far below them both, in a place untouched by sunlight, sits a throne carved from obsidian and bone. This is the domain of Hades, god of the underworld. His kingdom is eternal, inescapable, and feared by mortals and gods alike. Yet Hades was never a villain. When the Titans fell and the cosmos was divided, Zeus took the heavens. Poseidon claimed the sea, and Hades drew the underworld, not as punishment, but as responsibility. As someone had to watch over the dead. Someone had to keep the balance. And so, Hades descended and never returned. The underworld wasn't fire and brimstone. It was ancient, layered, symbolic. Souls of the dead first met the river Styx, the river of hatred. To cross, one needed coins to pay Charon the ferryman. Without payment, you wandered the riverbanks forever. Beyond Styx stood Cerberus, the monstrous hound, 3 heads, razor teeth, unyielding loyalty to his master, Hades. The underworld itself was vast and divided. The fields of Asphodel, a misty plain where average souls wandered in forgetful silence. Elysium, a place of joy, peace, and eternal rest, reserved for heroes and the righteous. The Isles of the Blessed, a paradise beyond paradise, reached only by those reborn 3 times and proven virtuous in each life. And then Tartarus, the lowest pit, a prison for the wicked, for gods who defied. Olympus, and for eternal punishment. But this land was more than geography. It was reflection, judgment, the final mirror. Many know of Styx, but the underworld held 5 rivers, each with symbolic meaning. Styx, hatred, binding oaths even among gods. Lethe, forgetfulness. Souls drank from it to erase past lives before rebirth. Acheron, sorrow, pain, and woe. Phlegethon, fire. It flowed through Tartarus, burning without light. Cocytus, wailing. The river of lamentation for unburied or forgotten souls. Each river was not just a boundary, but a state of being, a step in the soul's journey. And Hades ruled them all. Hades didn't decide who was good or evil. That was left to the judges, Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Iacchus. But Hades kept the gates, enforced the laws, maintained the cycle. He wielded a staff, not a spear, a symbol of sovereignty, not war. And he wore a helm of invisibility forged by the Cyclopes, used not to deceive, but to move unseen through the realms of gods and men. He was also the god of wealth, not because of greed, but because all riches lie beneath the earth. Gold, silver, gems. Even the harvest itself springs from the soil. The Greeks called him Pluton, the wealthy one, not out of fear but reverence. No tale defines Hades more than that of Persephone, the maiden of spring, daughter of Demeter, goddess of the harvest. One day as she picked flowers, the ground split, and Hades rose, grim, silent, regal, and took her to the underworld, to his side, to his throne. Demeter's sorrow withered the world. Crops died. The earth grew cold. Eventually Zeus intervened, a compromise. Persephone would return to the surface part of the year and spend the rest with Hades. But Persephone was no victim. In time she grew into her role. She became a goddess of boundaries, of transformation, life and death. When she walked the underworld, she was not a girl. She was a queen, and beside her Hades was no captor, but a husband, a partner, a ruler of balance. Hades didn't revel in cruelty, but justice demanded reckoning. In Tartarus, the deepest abyss of the underworld, lived the damned and the defiant. Sisyphus, who cheated death, now rolls a boulder uphill forever. Tantalus, who fed his own son to the gods, now stands in water he cannot drink, beneath fruit he cannot reach. Ixion, who lusted after Hera, spins eternally on a flaming wheel. And deeper still, the defeated Titans bound in eternal chains, guarded by the monstrous Hecatonchires, the 100-handed ones. This was not vengeance. This was consequence, and Hades was its warden. Few dared enter Hades' realm and return. Fewer still succeeded. Orpheus, the gifted musician, descended to rescue his wife, Eurydice. He charmed Hades with his song, and the god, moved by love, granted release. But Orpheus looked back too soon and lost her forever. Heracles, in his final labor, entered the underworld to capture Cerberus. Hades allowed it. So long as no weapons were used, Heracles emerged victorious, not through domination but through respect. Theseus and Pirate House, seeking Persephone, were trapped. Their ambition bound them to the rocks. Only Theseus escaped, and barely. Over time, Hades became something else. Pop culture turned him into a villain. Disney's Hercules painted him in blue flames and sarcasm. Video games turned him into a boss fight. But these are distortions. In Greek myth, Hades is not evil. He is feared, yes, because death is feared. But he is not cruel, not chaotic, not malevolent. He is the guardian of the boundary, the one who ensures that life ends and something beyond begins. Across cultures, death takes many faces. The Egyptians had Anubis, the jackal-headed guide of souls. The Norse followed Hel, daughter of Loki, ruling a realm of cold stillness. In Mesopotamia there was Ereshkigal, queen of the dead. But Hades, he was different, not terrifying, not vengeful, but inevitable. The final balance to all things. The Greeks didn't pray to Hades like they did to Zeus or Apollo. They respected him, feared him, acknowledged him. They knew one day all would come to him. Hades didn't chase power. He didn't need temples or sacrifices. His kingdom was eternal, his authority absolute, and his role essential. He represents what comes for us all: stillness, reflection, and the truth beyond life. Hades isn't just the god of the dead. He is the god of completion, of mystery, of what lies beneath the surface. in soil, in silence, in soul. He is the most honest God of all, because he never pretends. He never promises glory, only the end. But even that is not the end of the story. If this video changed the way you see Hades, like the video. Subscribe for more mythology like this. We've only just begun to uncover the gods, monsters, and myths they never taught you in school. From the depths of the underworld to the peak of Mount Olympus, there are legends waiting to be told, and truths waiting to be unearthed. So join us, because death may be the end. But myth is eternal.